Now this was the prime of Robert Downey Jr. Not just a comeback, this was a reign. The second he stepped out of that cave in 2008, covered in dirt and steel, the world changed. Iron Man wasn't just a superhero. He became a movement. And Robert Downey Jr., he became unstoppable. Iron Man, 2008, wasn't supposed to work. He was a second-tier comic book character. Downey was a Hollywood risk. But what came out of that gamble was lightning in a bottle. The charm, the ego, the redemption arc baked into the armor. He had the suit. He had the swagger. But what truly defined prime Robert Downey Jr. was the way he turned Iron Man into something unforgettable. That wasn't acting, it was alignment. Robert didn't play Tony Stark. He became him. Iron Man grossed $585 million globally. But more than that, it launched the Marvel Cinematic Universe. 2 years later, he returned in Iron Man 2. More cocky, more conflicted. A genius unraveling. The tech was cooler. The stakes were higher. And Downey delivered again, balancing trauma, humor, and swagger in a way no one else could. Then came the Avengers 2012. 6 heroes, 1 leader. And that leader was Tony Stark. When he took that nuke into the wormhole, it wasn't just a heroic move. It was a defining moment for the MCU. And the audience? They didn't cheer for the Hulk or Thor. They whispered, "He's the one." Iron Man 3 hit in 2013, and this was Downey at his most nuanced. A post-battle of New York Tony, riddled with PTSD, building suits in his sleep. Still funny, still brilliant, but now vulnerable, human. It made $1.2 billion worldwide, because the world didn't just love Iron Man. They trusted him. In Avengers, Age of Ultron, 2015, Tony Stark was the mind that created Ultron and the guilt that followed. But Robert kept it grounded. This wasn't just a billionaire tinkering with AI. This was a man trying to prevent the next war and nearly starting one. Then came Civil War, and Downey flipped the script. This time, Iron Man wasn't the snarky genius. He was the voice of accountability, grieving, grounded, deadly serious. That airport battle? Iconic. That final brawl with Cap and Bucky? Devastating. And Robert? At his acting peak. And yet, he still had more to give. Spider-Man. Homecoming showed him as a reluctant mentor. Not center stage, but every moment he was on screen. Electric. He wasn't just Tony anymore. He was a legacy. Then Infinity War hit. And from the first Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Fans knew this wasn't just entertainment anymore. It was emotional investment. Downey Stark was the emotional compass of the entire saga. And finally, Endgame. This was the crescendo, the victory lap, the farewell. From part of the journey is the end to I am Iron Man, he owned every frame. His snap wasn't just the salvation of the universe. It was the final note in the symphony of prime Robert Downey Jr. 11 years, 9 films, over $30 billion in box office revenue. But numbers can't capture what he did. He gave Marvel a face. He gave Tony Stark a soul. And he gave audiences a reason to believe in heroes again. This wasn't just the prime of Robert Downey Jr. It was a cultural phenomenon. It was Iron Man. Now, we're moving into the climax of this video. We've seen the rise, the fall, and the spark that refused to die out. We've witnessed the chaos, the comebacks, and the moments that defined Robert Downey Jr. as prime. From courtroom mugshots to red carpet triumphs, his journey has been nothing short of cinematic. But this is where it all comes full circle. Are you still with us? Good, because we're about to answer the question that's been building since the start. So, did Tony Stark actually save Marvel? And Robert Downey Jr.? The answer is a resounding yes. Yes, he helped resurrect Marvel from the ashes of near bankruptcy, turning a forgotten comic brand into a $30 billion cinematic empire that redefined pop culture for an entire generation. Yes, he clawed his way out of addiction, prison, and scandal to become the beating heart of the most successful franchise in film history. Yes, he went from $500,000 to $345 million, from rehab centers to Oscar night, where the world stood and applauded a man who nearly lost everything. In the end, Robert Downey Jr. didn't just play a superhero. He became one, not with a suit, not with superpowers, but with resilience, grit, and the courage to rise again. And that's the real endgame. Speech balloon, now it's your turn. Do you think Robert Downey Jr. is the greatest comeback story in Hollywood history? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read everyone. And if this journey through RDJ's Prime moved you, smash that like, hit subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you never miss another rise, fall, or redemption story from Fame Flux. Because every star has a story, and we're here to tell it.